Welcome to Physical Education. Our topic for quarter 3 is futsal. Futsal is a football game played on a hard court and is mainly indoors. Today, we will be studying about rigorous warm-up exercises to be done before playing futsal and some skills we need to learn to be able to play the game. After going through this module, you are expected to undertake physical activity and physical fitness assessments, perform a warm-up routine in preparation for futsal activities, and value the importance of warm-up routine before undertaking strenuous activities. Now, let us proceed to our lesson proper. Before we teach you how to do specific warm-up activities for futsal, let us know what warm-up is. Warming up is essential before we do rigorous activities like playing sports. Warm-ups include stretching and cardiovascular exercises and may be different for whichever sport you will be playing. It is done on a gradually increasing intensity to make sure that your muscles will be stretched and ready for the more strenuous ones you will do for your sport. This is also done to avoid injuries like muscle sprains or tapilok and muscle strains or polycat. Stretching is part of warm-up routine. It usually starts from head to toe, making sure that muscles, muscle groups, tendons, and ligaments are stretched in order to improve its elasticity. This is important to make sure that the muscles and bones are ready for locomotor activities to be done in your sport. There are three types of stretches. The first one is ballistic stretches. Ballistic stretches are not commonly used but is a good warm-up exercise for athletes with more movements in their sport. This is done with more bouncing, which makes it useful in promoting agility and flexibility as well. This is mostly used by long-time athletes who are more familiar with their need on warm-up and stretching. Next is the static stretches. This is the more familiar stretching activity we know. Usually done from head to toe, we flex our muscles up to their limit to create better flexibility. We do this by holding a certain stretching position for 30 to 45 seconds to be able to stretch our muscles and joints. This also decreases the chance of us getting injured on playing our sport and promotes agility as well. While the third one, dynamic stretches, this is the next step from static stretches. This involves moving body parts in a full range of motion to improve performance. Most of the time, these stretches vary according to the sport we are playing. Now, let us go to the specific physical activities and warm-up exercises we will be using in playing futsal. Futsal came from the words foot from football, which is a Spanish soccer game, and sal from salon or sala, which means indoor in Spanish and French. Rules are more or less the same with soccer, but because the area is smaller, less number of players are to play. Only 5 versus 5 like in basketball. Also, being futsal an indoor game, the ball must stay below the head of the players, unlike in soccer, where they kick the ball up to the skies. Being it a very strenuous sport, doing strenuous warm-up activity is required before playing the game. The general warm-up. Since there will be lots of running in this game and a lot of skills like agility, speed, reaction time, balance, coordination, power, and also flexibility and cardiovascular endurance, the body of the player should be worked out properly from the warm-up activity from full stretching to light moderate aerobic activities. This will raise the player's body temperature and oxygen level to be able to show endurance and skill in the game. Afterwards, a full dynamic stretching should be done, making sure that all body muscles needed would be extended to its full range of motion, focusing on one muscle group at a time. This will protect the players from having serious injuries in playing the strenuous game of futsal. Now let's focus on some dynamic stretching to be used for futsal. Lunges. This stretching exercise focuses on the core, butt, and leg muscles. And since futsal is a sport using most of our lower extremities, lunges is done to make sure that this specific muscle group, including the core, is built properly. To do lunges, you start in the standing position. You may do this as I describe the activity. Then step one of your foot forward and go down until your knees create a 90 degrees angle and your thigh is parallel to the ground. Your knees in front should not go beyond your toes as seen on the picture, while your other leg is crouched too at the back, but making sure your knee at your back leg doesn't hit the ground. Hold this for a certain time. If you can do this 10 counts for beginners, then that is good. Then do the same with your other leg. Sometimes other athletes also stretches the leg behind them to have a complete workout. Others carry weights to add intensity to the activity. The longer you can hold the position, the better for your muscles to be built. You can do the stretching for all sports requiring lower body strength, and flexibility. The knee hug. The knee hug is a static stretch where you pull your knees towards your chest. If you are flexible enough, you can let your knees touch your chest. Then hold that position for a certain time, then proceed to the next leg. This stretches your thighs, calves, and ankles, your hamstrings, hips, and lower back, and also your core muscles. It also helps to improve balance and equilibrium. Knee hug is also good for lower back pains from sitting very long. So stand up and do some knee hugs now. While the high knee is a dynamic exercise which you can do while jogging. While you are jogging, make your knees higher to create better flexibility for your leg muscle groups. It also targets your core muscles and your stamina and endurance by doing high knee while jogging or running. Since this is a part of a cardiovascular exercise, it also helps in burning up calories and fats of your body. The intensity of this exercise increases as you make your knees go higher. Inchworm. This exercise focuses on many muscle groups, including your leg muscles, core muscles, and your chest and shoulder muscles. In short, this is a full body exercise that increases your strength and flexibility. This is inspired by the movements of inchworms. This is a low impact activity but targets a full body workout if done properly. The first position is the standing position. Then bend your body on your waist, then reach for the floor with your hand. Then let your hand walk until you are in a planking position. Afterwards, walk your feet towards your hand in small steps until you are in your second position again. Repeat the process until you reach a certain distance. You may also do this backwards. But remember, your legs should be straight in the entire exercise. Now, let us go to specific workout exercises for futsal. The futsal ball toe touches. If you have any ball at home, you may use that, or anything that may resemble a ball can be also used. For the toe touch exercise, place the ball in front of you. Touch the ball with your left foot, then switch quickly with your right, making sure that you touch it lightly and also making sure that the ball doesn't move from its position. The forward back shuffles. Shuffles are done to increase agility, which is important in playing futsal. Being able to transfer from one direction to another is an advantage in playing futsal. The front back shuffle is just like running forward and backwards in a short distance with speed. There is also the side shuffle, which is moving from your left to your right and vice versa. It will also help if you have cones that would mark your distance. And to give it more intensity, you touch the cones as you transfer direction. The agility ladder run. Since we are at home and we do not have a ladder to train with, we can use chalks drawn on the floor or markings from tapes that resembles a ladder. As it as its name suggests, this also increases the agility of the futsal player. It is like dancing tinikling where you place your foot in the middle then to the other side. But with this exercise, you need to do it in all the spaces between your ladders until you reach the end and do it backwards too. The idea is for your foot to not touch any part of the ladder, and you should do it with speed to increase the intensity. For your activity, kindly check your FB groups for your teacher's postings. For assessment, the link will be posted in your FB groups as well. A tiring video presentation, but I hope you've learned something from our video on physical education for quarter 3. Stay safe, everyone!